Obviously, something is not clicking. It's not clicking to y'all that I'm trying my best. You think I want to keep paying to fail? What's up, guys? We need to talk for real. I need to talk for real. I'm so freaking pissed. I hate driving class. I hate driving. Matter of fact, I don't need a license, okay? And this whole thing just feels like a humiliation ritual. And the gag is, I'm paying for it, especially because I keep failing, okay? So what are we doing? What are we actually doing? Everyone is telling me that I can't quit. I need to quit. I want to quit. F this license. Like, what are we doing? I have already tried. I have already spent about 70 hours driving, and I still can't drive. One moment I'm ready for the exam, and the next moment, the driving instructor has to tell me that I need to look both sides on a crossroad. How does that happen? And the only person I have to ask is myself. I learn the rules, I apply them, and that's it. But now I need to have some sort of intuition on how to drive. How am I supposed to have an intuition for how to drive when I've never driven before? How am I supposed to have intuition when I don't drive? And everyone is like, oh yeah, you just drive. What do you mean just drive? How is a person who doesn't know how to drive just drive? And you know what's not making it easier for me as well? I cannot differentiate my left and my right. I don't know what my left is, I don't know what my right is. When I'm driving, the instructor is like, go left, go right, go left, go right. Please, I'm looking at the boards, I'm looking at the people, I have to watch my speed, I have to keep other cars in mind. Can't you see I'm busy? And it's so funny because my mom was like, but what's so hard? And I'm just like, everything. People be spawning out of nowhere. And I don't understand why I find it so difficult. I don't get it. So in case you're wondering how I failed the 2 times that I took my test, I failed on the highway both times, okay? The first time, we left the examination center first and we went immediately on the highway. My instructor always told me, your examiner needs to feel relaxed. They need to be like, oh yeah, I feel relaxed. This is nice. I'm being chauffeured around. I feel safe. That didn't happen for me. I went on the highway the first time I did my exam, and I was just driving on the highway, and you know how you're supposed to look over your shoulder? Well, I was looking over my shoulder, but as I was looking over my shoulder, I had such a tight grip on the steering wheel that I went that way. And he was like, stay on your lane. And he was holding on to this thing the whole time. He was stressed. I had that man stressed out. And do you know how awful it is to fail in the first 5 minutes of your exam and still have to do the full exam? That's the first time I failed. The second time I failed, we were also on the highway. I'm directionally challenged. I don't know where I'm going most of the time. The examiner was like, okay, we're gonna follow this direction, but it was a place on the highway boards that I was supposed to follow. I'm just driving. She's like, I'm gonna give you a hint. You have to switch lanes 1 time. I'm like, okay, girl, I got you. I switched lanes 1 time, and I'm just, keeping track of the situation around me. And then she's like, you have to switch again. What? You told me to switch lanes 1 time. But she meant she was gonna give me the first hint, but I was supposed to figure out that I had to switch lanes again. So then I was gonna switch lanes, and she was making it clear to me that I had to go real quick. So I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna go. But there were 2 white buses, but in the lane next to me, but there was a bus before the bus I saw in my indoor mirror that was next to me that I was gonna crash into if I would have switched lanes. So yeah, I failed once again in like the first 10 minutes of my exam. I did my first 2 tests with this one instructor, and there would be times where he would be so encouraging, but then other times where he would just be calling my name like, Anj, like, what are you doing? I'm trying my best. That's what I'm doing. Obviously, something is not clicking. It's not clicking to y'all that I'm trying my best. You think I want to keep paying to fail? I'm really trying to debate whether this is worse than paying for the driving classes, but you know what? It might be. You know what the worst part is of driving class? The amount of times I spent with these dudes in the car silent. Absolutely silent. And they have tried to make conversation. I tried to make conversation, but I'm not great at conversation. I feel like I naturally shut down conversations. The conversation dies with me. It's just something about the way I am that just kills conversations. They have tried, I have tried, but because we just lack the spark, it just never works. It just never works. And I'm just like, wow, they must hate teaching me. With my first instructor, I failed twice on his watch. So I get why he would not like teaching me. But with this instructor, I just met him, but I feel like he is also already so annoyed with me. And I'm just like, I'm trying my best. And it's not something that they say, it's just the energy and the vibe that they give off, that they are already annoyed with me and they just don't understand why I'm making these same mistakes over and over and over again. I don't understand either. Please, if someone has the answer, let me know, because I'm trying to figure it out too, okay? That's all I'm trying to do over here. This is just, I can't. What else? Like, I was literally in this driving class today and I was like, oh no, I need to make a video about this. What I learned is that I really need to just let go of the rules. Like, I need to just do whatever. There's space for both of the cars in the road. I don't need to be very precautious. I don't need to be that on edge all the time behind the steering wheel, being like, oh my God, is this gonna work? No, I just have to do it. I just have to do it. I just have to push through. Like, there's nothing else I can do because my mom is not gonna allow me to stop. But best believe, if it was on me, I would have stopped. Easy. STOPPED, okay? Quit. QUIT. I don't care. I do not care. I just want peace. I thought I would be a natural talent at driving. Isn't that ironic? I genuinely thought I would get behind the wheel and just finesse my way through traffic. I was like, oh hell yeah, I got this. No, I ain't. No, I don't. I don't have it. Anyways, I'm not sure what I said, but I know I said a lot and I got it off my chest. So thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know if this is something you've gone through, if this is something you're going through, words of encouragement from the other side if you have your license. Let this be a warning to those who don't have a license yet that, you know, I don't know, but peace, because I need it.